I'm joined by Lukas Van Ness of the Green Bay Packers. We've got Packers versus Cowboys live on talkSPORT 2, Sunday Night Football. I'm your host, so be there, please. Lukas, you'll be there. You'll be in the stadium. How are you feeling? How was practice this week? What's going on?
I'm excited. We had a really strong week of practice. I think after last weekend, we took it as a learning experience, and we decided we're going to go 1-0 this week. And all you can do is learn and move forward. And I feel like we've done a really good job of that this week.
Yeah, it was a tough loss last weekend against the Browns. What was LaFleur's message after the game and during this week?
Yeah, and credit to Cleveland. They're a strong team, and again, I think that this is a tough league we play in, the NFL, and on any given Sunday, if you come out and you're not on all the details in all three phases, that's the result that can happen. And I think for us, it's about the little things, the details, and that's where it can creep up and hurt you if you're not on those details. And that's been a point of emphasis this week is focusing on the little stuff and then just finishing strong in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, those details include 14 penalties on Sunday. How frustrating was that for you guys, both on the field and also when you're watching from the sidelines? How do you combat that in against the Cowboys this weekend?
Yeah, well, we have something we call controllables and uncontrollables, and especially the pre-snap stuff, that's all controllable. And the uncontrollables are your effort, your attitude. But when you go out in the football field and you're making pre-snap penalties and doing things that set you behind the sticks, it makes it difficult to be an effective team. And we saw in all three phases. And again, that's been just comes down to discipline. Following your technique, believing in the fundamentals, and again, just making a point of emphasis on it that it's not acceptable and we'll be better moving forward.
I'm going to get to you in a second, but I just want to ask you about the O-line because you come up against them in practice, a little bit banged up over the last couple of weeks. How have they been looking and are they on the right track?
Yeah, we obviously have a couple of injuries across the offensive line right now, but behind Coach Buckus, I think there's a great group of guys over in that O-line room. And however it plays out with the depth, I think they're going to do a good job together. And, I've competed against a lot of these guys for, 2 to 3 years now, and especially this past summer with some of the incoming guys. But we got a hard-working group of guys, I think, across the board. They collectively have agreed that they need to, step up and, continue to play to that standard. But they're doing a great job, and I feel like we had a really good week of practice, and I'm excited to see how they respond.
Now, it's your third year in the league, and if you don't mind me saying, you seem a beat quicker, that little step quicker. What's changed? I mean, you seem like you're a man on a mission this season. What's changed for you this year from, last season and the season and your rookie year as well?
Yeah, I think coming into the league, I was drafted, played a lot of three technique, very rotational time at edge, and I came into the league into a 3-down system, kind of playing outside linebacker. Very new role for me. And then this past year when Coach Hafley came in, kind of learning a new role. And now into my third year, I just have a sense of comfortability. And then also the addition of DeMarcus Covington has been super instrumental for my growth. He's allowed me just to utilize my tools and the bag and really just honestly just free my mind. And I feel like that was a little bit of a limiting factor the first 2 years in the NFL for me was overthinking plays or trying to do too much. And at this point in my career, I'm just playing free. I'm playing hard, and I've just stuck to the plan. Over these past 3 years, I've just come to work every single day just with a mentality that I'm going to get better this day, and I'm going to keep working to make progress and improve, and I feel like it's paying off.
How is your relationship with Covington? I mean, Coach Covington, you just praised him there, and Coach Hafley as well. How are you? Good dialogues going on, and do they speak a language that is easy for you guys to understand?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I love I call him DC, but DeMarcus Covington, he's a great coach. I feel like he's just done a really good job at developing the bond, which I arguably think is the best and most important thing between a defensive line group, is if you can get a group of guys who are going to play hard together. And I think he's done a really good job at bringing us together and building the friendship that we have in our room. And on top of it, just a really smart guy, understands, each individual player we have, understands me and where I can benefit, and has put us in a position to go and succeed. And then on top of that, with Coach Hafley, the man's a genius. You can just tell when he talks, he's insanely smart, really understands his game. And again, I think with the combination of Coach DeMarcus Covington and Jeff Hafley, they've done a really good job with us.
Yeah, and you can see it. Like the defense looks absolutely swarming this year. You guys up front look great as well. I'm pretty proud of myself. I've gone 6 minutes. I haven't mentioned MP Micah Parsons. Now, all of the narratives this week are going to be about his return and whatnot, but I'm not going to ask you about that. I want to know how you feel about him saying that you are in for a big year. How does that make you feel? I mean, he's obviously said it to the media. He said it on national TV, worldwide TV after the Washington game. But how does that make you feel? And do you feel there's any pressure, or is that something you thrive on? Talk to me about that. What he said.
Yeah, well, first off, the Micah addition has been incredible for not only this defense, but for the team. Obviously, what type of player he is. He's an impact player. He, draws a lot of attention. And I think he's been fantastic for our defense and for our defensive line group. Different body type than we have at edge. We have some bigger guys, and he's kind of a quicker, twitchier, fast guy on the edge, and kind of being able to dissect his game and learn a little bit more has been awesome. But I've gotten along with Micah, really well. I feel like we're both competitors, and we have a lot of fun together. And again, speaking those words, I appreciate it, and it's great to hear, but the work doesn't stop, and I think we're just going to keep pushing each other every day, and it's going to be fun to see how it goes.
Yeah, on pushing each other, it seems like there's a really good camaraderie with you guys, with your sack. It should have been your sack, by the way, not a half sack. I'm fully on the full sack Van Ness train.
I agree.
But all of you guys seem really together. It's his additions allowed for Rashaan to get stuff going as well, and Edgerton behind you guys as well to come through. So how's practice? Are you guys learning from each other? Are you talking techniques and moves and whatnot?
Yeah. Well, like you said, he draws a lot of attention out there, and it opens up some opportunity for some other guys like myself or Rashaan, or even the interior guys to get some one-on-ones. And we always say, if you get a one-on-one and don't win, we're going to have some problems. So, again, we're just keeping it fun, keeping it competitive. But, yeah, we have a great dialogue. We play this game of football, and at the end of the day, we're playing a children's game. So every time we go out there, we just try to have fun and laugh about it, and learn something from each other. And the same way that power may be more in my wheelhouse, he may ask me questions about how I set up my power versus, he's more of a speed guy, and I ask him questions about how he sets up his speed or different rushes. And again, kind of just, working through different techniques and approaches to beat offensive lines and offensive linemen. And again, I think it's a benefit for us all.
How competitive are you guys with each other? Are there targets? Have you got specific targets personally that you set yourself at the beginning of the season, maybe like snaps or tackles or sacks even? Is there a competitive edge, and what's your personal target for your season?
Yeah, for me, going into this year, it was honestly just building consistency and being a guy that this team can rely on, and coming in every single day and working hard, and really just building trust in this team. And I think that's important, to be a guy that they can lean a shoulder on and rely on, and know that when you're in the football field, you're going to go and do good things. So what that's looked like is just coming to work with a mentality that I'm going to again, improve, make a difference that day. And I feel like that feeds off, the whole entire room and the whole entire defense. So not only myself, I think we have a lot of guys in our building that operate the same way. And it's cool to see that culture and how it's developing, on Sundays.
Now, Lukas, I've seen you mixing it up with special teams, and I love special teams. Being a short guy, a small bloke, I can kick, actually. So if I was to be in the league, I reckon I'd be a punter. But that's by the by. Is special teams something you enjoy? How do you find working with Coach Bisaccia as well?
Yeah, I gotta just take a second to talk about Rich. I think Rich is one of the best men I've ever met. Super high character, one of the best coaches, just honest, will shoot it straight to you. He's a guy in this building that everybody respects, and works hard for. And I think especially, with the last week or two, as we mentioned earlier, there's been some penalties that we've seen on special teams, that's been holding us back. But I think we have an incredibly, incredibly good unit on special teams and one of the best in the league. And when we're operating at a high level and we're playing clean football, I think we can be pretty good. But special teams, Rich always says the reason they call it special teams is because it's special, and it's very different in terms. Punt, for example, is a position I play, and you going from being an offensive player protecting the football to running down the field, and now you're all of a sudden you're a defensive player. And I think it's a very important aspect of the game that a lot of people, at times don't want to do, but it's super important. And I've found to love it, and I think I'm a pretty good athlete, and I think I can do some good things out there, and I have a lot of fun with it. Field goal block. You have opportunities to make game changing plays. If you can go block a punt, block a field goal, make room for your punter to hit it inside the 5 yard line. I think that's pretty special. So I've over the past couple of years, I've found a lot of enjoyment in it, and it's something that's very rewarding for me.
It feels like, Lucas, you just want to be on the field as much as you can, be it special teams,
Yeah.
be it defense. Chuck me on as a lead blocker. Go on.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's been a little bit of my career. Even coming from Iowa, I played nose to three tech to defensive end, and since my this season has started, I've gotten reps at nose, I've gotten reps at the three tech, all the way to dropping to playing defensive end the next play. So the more I can do is as they say, your availability is the best thing you can offer.
I'm not going to keep you for too much longer, but we've got Cowboys versus Packers live on talkSPORT 2 on Sunday. You recorded a sack, tackle for loss in that playoff blowout, which was one of the most recent best sporting days of my life in 2024. How much are you and the team drawing on that ahead of the game on Sunday, or is it different teams, different stuff? Let's focus on what's in front of us.
Yeah, as you said, I think it's focused on what's in front of us. That was 2 years ago now, and while there's still parts of the team that remain the same, they're operating very differently. And again, I think you can only this league is very, very changing all the time, and I think you can only rely on the past couple of games you watched and just learn and evaluate and prepare from there. But obviously, we would love to run that back and kind of bring that same energy and juice as we brought in that playoff game our rookie year. And ultimately, it was probably one of my favorite memories as a Packer up to this point. But I think we're excited. Like you mentioned, Micah's return to Dallas is going to be pretty crazy. And I think we're just across the board, we're juiced up and we're excited to get back on the field and prove ourselves.
Listen, thank you ever so much for your time today. Stay healthy, go well on Sunday, and go Pack go.
Thank you very much. Go Pack Go. I appreciate your time.